My name's Frank Martinez, and I've been the night janitor at Lincoln High School for 11 years. Nothing much usually happens during my shift, just me, my cleaning cart, and empty hallways. At least that's how it used to be until 2 months ago. It started with the footprints. I'd just finished mopping the third-floor corridor when I saw them, small, wet footprints appearing on the clean floor. Not like someone had walked through my wet floor, but appearing one by one like invisible feet making them in real time. I followed them until they stopped at room 347, the old chemistry lab that's been locked up since last semester's fire. I told myself it was just water dripping from the ceiling. Schools have weird plumbing, right? But the next night I found all the desks in room 208 arranged in a perfect circle. I just straightened them an hour before. In the center of the circle was a single piece of chalk broken in half. The security cameras didn't show anything. I checked multiple times. Just static between 2:17 a.m. and 2:43 a.m. every night. The tech guy said it was probably electrical interference, but he couldn't explain why it only happened on cameras where I'd been working. Then the humming started. It always began around 1 a.m., a soft, childlike humming that echoed through the halls. I'd turn a corner toward the sound and it would start up behind me instead. Sometimes it sounded like one voice, sometimes like a whole classroom of kids, but the school was always empty. I checked every room, every night. Last week I found writing on the chalkboard in room 347. "We know you see us, Mr. Martinez." The handwriting kept changing as the message went on, like different people had written it. Below it were drawings, stick figures with too many limbs, all holding hands in a circle. I requested camera footage from that night, but there was that same static again. Except this time, if you listened carefully during the static, you could hear children laughing. The worst part happened 3 nights ago. I was cleaning the cafeteria when the lunch tables started moving. Not violently. They were sliding across the floor slowly, arranging themselves into that same circle pattern I'd seen with the desks. The screech of metal on tile was bad enough, but then I saw the seats flip down one by one, like kids were sitting in them. That's when the humming started again. But this time I recognized the tune, the same song that was playing during the chemistry lab fire. I ran to the security office and locked myself in. On the monitors, I could see all the empty halls, but the audio, God, the audio. Dozens of children's voices, all singing that song. Then the static started screen by screen until only one monitor was clear, showing room 347. The door was opening slowly. Standing in the doorway was a figure in a burned lab coat. I quit that night. Told the principal some story about my back getting too old for the work. But yesterday my grandson started kindergarten at Lincoln Elementary. When he came home, he was humming a song I'd never taught him, the same song from that night. This morning I found his crayons arranged in a circle on his desk. In the center was a piece of chalk, broken in half, and on his bedroom wall, in different handwritings, "We missed you, Mr. Martinez." The sun is setting now and I'm sitting in my car outside Lincoln High. Through the twilight I can see room 347's windows on the 3rd floor. The lights inside are flickering, casting strange shadows on the walls. Every few minutes, small handprints appear on the glass, like children pressing their palms against it from inside. They fade away slowly, leaving behind traces of soot. I've counted 17 different sets of prints so far. That's exactly how many students were in the lab that day before the fire. As I'm telling you this, I keep glancing at my phone. It's playing that song now, even though it's turned off. The sound is getting louder, and I swear I can hear children's laughter mixed in with the static. They're calling my name, but not in fear like they did during the fire. No, this sounds like invitation, like they've been practicing something special just for me. Through the window, I can see desks floating in room 347, arranging themselves into that familiar circle. In the center, something is taking shape, something wearing a burned lab coat holding out its hand. And God help me, I'm getting out of the car. If you're hearing this and you ever take a night shift at a school, when you hear the humming, don't follow it. And whatever you do, don't look behind you when the static starts. If you have enjoyed the video, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to channel for more.